Support this podcast via our Patreon and get more writerly goodness. Visit patreon.com/nanocast to join up.
Welcome to NaNoWriMo Every Month. My name is J. Daniel Sawyer. I'm the author of some 20 books, 34 short stories, and numerous articles and other things, and I am your guide on this journey to use NaNoWriMo to level up to professional output levels. Welcome to The Questions, Episode 20. Today we've got two from Sgt Mike, and both of them are about practical things. He first asks, what are your thoughts on dictating your book versus typing it? If you dictate it, do you have any advice or tips? Well, Mike, I don't dictate it, but the person who you want to read and follow and find out about who does to spectacular effect is Kevin J. Anderson. He blogs about his process of dictating novels on a moderately regular basis, and he's talked about it in interviews. Follow him around, pick up what he's got to say. He is extremely prolific. He does books that are very well received, and he knows what he's talking about. And he does all of them by dictating and then having a typist type them in, and then he corrects them. But I've got nothing to add on that subject other than go learn everything you can from Kevin J. Anderson. The second question is, how do you know what ergonomic equipment, keyboard, mouse, desk, chair, is the right one for you? I went to a big box office supply store and they just point you to the aisle it's in, but couldn't help me more than that. Well, I wouldn't expect them to. They're not ergonomists. Trial and error is basically all you got. Figure out what you need generally. Go sit in the chair in the posture you would use when you're writing. Not the one you're supposed to use, but the one you actually would use. And see how it feels. Imagine how it'll feel after an hour, after a few days, and take your best bet. If you've got one that works fairly well for you, use that as your baseline comparison. You want to get something that's as good or better. If you don't have anything, it's going to be a shot in the dark, unless you've got a friend who's an ergonomist who you can bring along with you. You are in the military. You may have an ergonomist in your unit. You could go talk to them and get some advice. They can do an evaluation for you and give you an idea of what you might want to look for. When it comes to the keyboard and the mouse, that's very much trial and error. There's no single right answer. It depends on how you grip the mouse and where you hold it as to what shape of mouse is best for you. It depends on how you type as to whether a soft touch keyboard or a hard switch keyboard is better for you. Microsoft ergonomics keyboards are death to my wrists. They're wonderful for other people's. I use the Gold Touch split keyboard, partly because it allows me to change positions a lot, but I've met other people for whom they're just miserable experiences. You're going to have to try and fail your way to finding out what works for you, and don't be afraid to experiment. This is one of the reasons why used equipment and the internet is fabulous. You can get surplus stuff, you can get used stuff off eBay, you can get things from businesses that are closing that'll allow you to try out things. The mouse that works for me is a little $10 job that I got on Amazon years ago, and anytime one breaks, I just go on and I get another one. It's a commodity job. The company that makes it is evidently an imprint of some kind of Chinese state manufacturing concern because they never seem to go out of business. And so I've got a few of them in my closet for when they break, and when I start to run low, I order new ones. Each one lasts me a year or two, and I wear them out. And when they stop making those, I will take my last one and I'll go down to an office supply store and I'll find something that's a similar shape that fits my hand the same way. And I found this one through trial and error. I didn't know what I was looking for, so I ordered 3 or 4 from Amazon when I had a little extra money and kept the one I liked and sent back the ones I didn't. And that's basically how you do it. You learn by trial and error, like most other things in life. Not a stirring and rousing answer, I know, but on the other hand, it does put all the power into your hands and your wrists and any other part of you that gets stressed when you write. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. NaNoWriMo Every Month is written and presented by J. Daniel Sawyer and produced by Artistic Whispers Productions. Visit our website at NaNoWriMoEveryMonth.com and leave a tip in the tip jar to support this podcast. NaNoWriMo Every Month is copyright 2015 by J. Daniel Sawyer and Artistic Whispers Productions and released under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license.